Hey everybody. Today, June 1st, 10 a.m., 2016, I've been open 15 years as Cedar Valley Outfitters. We've been at this location 3 years. We were across the parking lot for the last 12 years before that. And I've been thinking for weeks and weeks, just saying, what would I tell everybody if they wanted to do what I do, or say, what's it been like? So here's a recap. I've been in this industry for 15 years, which has allowed me to see some pretty amazing things and some pretty bad things. I've been in this business long enough to see gun trends change, and this holster and that holster and this tactic and that tactic, and this instructor's the best and that instructor's the best. I've watched types of firearms go up in value, some others go down in value. I've been here long enough that I'm selling guns to the children of people that used to shop here, and those were just little wee ones, and now here they are coming in. I've been here long enough to remember kids shopping with their parents, and then those kids went off and fought wars for us. Some came back broken, some weren't. All were probably changed. It's been pretty awe-inspiring. To be here long enough to remember my friend Dick Mordaunt, John Rink, Tim Canny, Frank Beckwith, to be in business long enough to see customers pass away and remember them. One of them, their ashes is on the wall. That was his request, to be part of the store until the day I'm done with it. Seen mass shootings, school shootings, work shootings, domestic violence. It's not going to change. Is it any worse? I don't know. It's just better publicized, but I see too many of the people now doing the good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun, and yes, do I believe in that? Sure, if you're trained, if you have the opportunity. I've seen people do the right thing and stay out of it. I've seen people do the right thing and get into it. I've seen the opposite. What I keep seeing, though, is 15 years of record gun sales as an industry, and I do not see the equivalent in the rise in training. I'm more aware of it because I do it. I'm more aware of it because I look to other instructors as mentors. I look at what other people are doing. I read some of the same stories you do on the internet. But there's not 300 million more people training. There's been as many guns sold in the last 15 years as there was all the years added up before that, legally in the United States of America. There's been high prices, there's been low prices, there's been politics and shooting events that drove those prices up. Actual prices of metal drove those prices up, and now I would say they're pretty much at all-time low, if you ask me. Based off the actual NASDAQ and what things are worth as far as precious metals, you can go out and buy fair price guns and ammo as good as any time I can remember. I've seen people get revved up on Facebook about gun stuff. I've seen people that, wish death upon Mark Zuckerberg because he took away private sales of firearms on Facebook. It's ridiculous. I've seen more arguments within the gun industry and the gun people that it's sad. And we're either going to work together or we're going to go away. I feel you have one of the most important elections ever coming, and people say that every year, but it's probably not going to be friendly for my industry. Yes, I'm worried about my rights just like other people are, but we might have hard times ahead of us. I've been in business long enough to where I don't care that the National Shooting Sports Foundation says women are the biggest growing market. They have been for a long time. It's not about the money. I'm glad to see them and more of them coming forward saying, I have to take responsibility for myself. I'm the mama bear. I take my kids here, they're on vacation, and they need the training. We'd like to help them. We'd like them to go somewhere and get it. But women are a very important part of keeping this country safe. And I also see a lot of people talk about getting training, but they don't do it. And I don't know what it takes to motivate them. I don't know what news they watch, that they don't see the things I do, whether it happens here at Washington High School, today as we record this in UCLA. I don't know what it takes for everyone to wake up and say, I am the best person to provide personal safety for myself until professionals can get there to help. I don't know what it's going to take. I'm not whining, I'm not complaining. Like I tell everybody, in the long run, I have to worry about me and my own, and you're in charge of yours. But I'd like to try to help you get some of that training. I have the events coming up next week over at Brownells, the Big Spring Shooting Complex. I got great instructors from around the country. We got pretty good attendance, but yet I look and just say, wow, I wish I could go back 5 years as a student, spend a couple $100 and only travel within this state, sleep in my own bed, save a lot of travel and money, and train right here in Iowa with nationally recognized, very good instructors, many of which I call mentors to me. You don't have to like me, you don't have to like my store, but to turn down that opportunity to go over there, I think is crazy. And you should ask yourself, how serious are you about getting prepared to defend yourself? I see far too many people that think being prepared is something in your holster when it's actually something in your head. It's the mental decisions you make ahead of time. It's the daydreaming you do about what if, what could I do, what are my plans, what are my options? Because there's a lot of good guys that stop bad guys when the good guy wasn't even armed. It was their mindset that they were armed with. I've been in business long enough to remember the real 9/11. People coming in a panic buying firearms. I was scared. Most people I knew were scared. You didn't know what was going on at 10 a.m. that day, 11 a.m., 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I wanted to pull my kids out of school because I thought we were at war. And out of that day came people like Todd Beamer and the other people on Flight 93. They weren't armed with guns. They didn't have an AK-47. They didn't have a chest rig and look like weekend warriors. They made a decision to do something right then during a very bad event, and they saved lives. That's where you have to start up here. That's where you need to go get training. Go get medical training. Go get managing unknown contacts. Get hands-on skills, the kind of skills my coworker Jesse Lennox, like he says, nobody can take away your hands-on fighting skills. Can't be disarmed from that. So think about how prepared you are. Think about how instead of 10 guns, why don't you have 2 and know how to use them? As a gun store owner, I've always told people I'm a bad salesperson. I never told you to own 10 guns. I told you to own 2 guns, a mountain of ammo, and go train. Get educated. Do that to save yourself, your family, and the people around you if needed. Go save a life knowing how to do CPR. Go save a life by carrying a tourniquet. That's where awareness and being prepared could help. And if you need a firearm, then I want you to know how to use it. And if you need violence, like many people have said, then I need you to go from 0 to 100 miles per hour in 1 second, because you decided ahead of time what you were willing to do and who you were willing to do it for. That's a big thing to ask yourself and to sort out on your own time. So, for all the people that helped me make it 15 years, thank you. For all the haters, good or bad, I read your messages, I read your notes, I listen to what people say. I take it with a little bit of pride. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I wish I would see as many people put the time and effort into training as they do to write fake reviews. If you're going to bash me, do it for something I deserve so I can learn from it, just like anything else. I appreciate the people that helped me get here. I just wish I could help more people. Even if you don't like me, go get trained so this city and this state is safer. Go get training so maybe you can help my wife at the grocery store when there's the next shooting. Go get training so maybe it's my kid eating that Cold Stone ice cream that you're going to be able to help when something bad happens. So think about, next time you want to buy a firearm, do you know how to use the ones that you already have? Have you taken other training that might actually help you save a life better? Maybe I'll be here in another 15 years, I don't know. It's been a fun ride. It's been up and down. It's been an emotional roller coaster sometimes. And I definitely think this summer will be interesting. This summer will continue to be violent, just like the things we see on the national news. Examples in Chicago, and again, today on the campus of a very nice school. It's sad, and it's everywhere. So remember, being prepared isn't in your holster. It's in your head somewhere. Go out and get that squared away. Hopefully I'll see you here soon. Hopefully you'll visit me if you never have. Hopefully you'll come back if you already know us. Again, be safe. Keep getting educated. Keep training. And I appreciate all the things you've done to support me. Have an awesome day.